vibras? Cause we know the vibras.
Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. I'm the one and only Juan the Don, and as always, I'm accompanied by Michael Carrasco, aka Peso Pluma.
This motherfucker.
Why do you look like Peso Pluma, man?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what you see, but okay.
We forgot to mention. Oh, because he wears that backwards. But
Yeah.
we forgot to mention in the previous episode the growth. Really quick, the growth of corridos since the season ended.
Yes, man. It's been
since the season ended to now, corridos has been like
crazy.
They have like
crazy.
So Peso Pluma has been one of those guys that has started the new wave. Nathaniel Cano has been doing it for a couple years, but Peso Pluma gave it that boom. Also, there's another guy right now, Eslablon, something like that. I can't remember his name.
I'm not sure, man. I haven't. I used to been hearing, the songs here and there. Especially what's that group?
Eslablon Almado. That's the guy. He made the song with Peso Pluma. Junior H is another one. Fuerza Regida. JOP is doing good also. Chino Pacas. That's what I was looking for. Chino Pacas.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of guys. Shout out to Corridos. Corrido has been taking off. And you see a lot of guys like in reggaeton, going over to, corridos like Bad Bunny has done a corrido. Eladio, like you mentioned. It's a lot of guys that have been going over to the waters. Also, Demboceros, we've seen El Alfa working with Peso Pluma. Potential song there.
I think Becky.
So it's dope to see.
If I'm not mistaken, Becky G did one too. It's good. It's good.
So that's good to see.
I mean,
it'd be crazy.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say. I feel just because corrido used to be big, and then the new wave is taking it to a whole new level. I feel the same thing.
They're talking about different.
Correct.
Well, I guess the style is different. Also, they may be talking about different things.
Right.
But yeah, it'd be crazy though to hear hip hop artists like American artists on a corrido. That'd be crazy. I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see it because it's growing
if it makes
rapidly.
sense. Yeah, 100%. But I was going to say is I see the same thing possibly happen with bachata in the next couple of years.
That'd be hard.
Yeah, man. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
Bachata tumbao. That'd be weird. I mean, that'd be cool. We'll see. I could see what you're saying, though. I see what you're trying to get to, though. That'd be dope to see a rejuvenation of it in a different, complete style. Like we mentioned in the last episode, Aventura kind of did it, but still had the origins of bachata. Yep. They were scared. Well, they had an album that said we broke the rules because they kind of changed it a bit, but not completely. So I could see what you're saying. If they do change it completely, there was a guy recently. I seen a video. He like rapped on a bachata, which was very odd, but could be the start of something. Who knows?
You never know.
But yeah, getting continuing going forward. Do you have a quote before we start the episode?
Yes, I do. I do have a quote. Today's quote is simple. Is by Albert Einstein. We know who Albert Einstein is, a genius. And the quote says, "You never fail until you stop trying." I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit. I like the quote because it's true. You never fail doing something because let's say if you do it wrong the first time, now you know how to do it correctly the second time around. You're never truly failing because you're gaining something out of it. The moment, let's say, if you actually fail and you completely quit, that's when you fail.
I agree. Wait, so the quote was, you
never fail until you stop trying.
Okay. Yeah, so I agree. I mean, when you stop trying, that's when you definitely failed at something because you gave up on something. You know what I mean? So you truly never fail until you do give up, like the quote says. And I agree because although failure, like, how can I say this? Failure is a part of success.
I agree.
So it is something that's bound to happen in the process. So, don't give up and, still have faith if you truly believe in yourself and truly believe in what you want to accomplish, keep going at it until you make it happen.
I agree 100%.
Very good quote. Very good quote. Really quick. So today's episode is inspired on AI, which is artificial intelligence, and has had a lot of growth. Michael had presented something to me about AI that I would like him to touch on really quick before we get into the episode. And yeah, we just want to touch on, the growth of it, the future of it, and how it may impact, people from the likes of, potential artists, content creators, and, business owners, a ton of career paths that AI has already have seen things it has been doing. I understand if you guys don't want to hear about this, but it is something that is happening, and we have to prepare ourselves. There's always this saying, get ready so you don't have to be ready.
Exactly.
We see AI slowly incorporating into
almost
a lot of things, a lot of social medias. You see it on a lot of social media platforms. Seen it on Snapchat. I think there's a thing they're doing.
Yeah,
where they have
my AI
generator, like where you converse with this person. We've talked about ChatGPT in the past, where you could use it for research as a research tool, or you could use it for many other things. Ideas, opportunities, many things. People have been using it for research articles. They also used it for a source to write essays. Also have got essays from it. We don't advise to do that.
Correct.
But it is a tool that is being used now. So
yeah,
let's hear what stemmed the conversation. Which you
had. So the main thing that I want to discuss is because we've been seeing it since late last year, November. That's when it really exploded.
So AI has been around for many years.
It has been around for many years.
Smartphones have always had
Siri,
AI.
that's an AI
AI
system.
now, exactly, Siri, exactly. But AI is starting to grow more. And it's being, how can I say this? We're more exposed to it now.
Right. Because let's say if we look at it like 5 years ago, I would say it's more of a dumbed down version of AI. But now you can actually, ChatGPT, you can go in there. There's a lot of you can ask it to code a website for you. You can ask it to pull, like you said, write an essay. You can do a bunch of things with it, and then I don't know if we were talking earlier, and I showed it to you because you never read it, you never listened to it, but AI can actually come up with a whole dialogue for a podcast and generate a voice, give essentially sounding like somebody.
Yeah, that's something that I'm gonna be honest with you, is really scary. And I'm gonna say this: unless you visually see something, it's starting to be hard. It's starting to become hard to believe things now with AI.
Yes, I agree.
I would say, although the AI podcast that we listened to was the Joe Rogan experiment,
AI experience,
right? But it was an experiment that they did, and I would say the one thing is it's very noticeable.
You can tell
because the conversation has pauses and it doesn't seem natural. You know what I mean? Although they are responding to each other, it's pauses and it doesn't
sound like a natural conversation. Right. And the other thing I noticed, you don't see kind of like the emotional connection when you're talking to somebody. Because it sounds for the most part kind of like monochrome. You can see
robotic,
very robotic. But I tell you what, we give it, let's say, another year, 2 years, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but I've seen, like, also in the same same conversation, we've seen it used in music.
Yes.
I've seen it is funny things that people have been doing with it. We've seen AI be incorporated into bachata. We've seen Drake on a bachata. You know, you've seen. You know, it's just funny because you get to see artists. I think The Weeknd also on bachata.
Yeah,
you get to see artists, or at least hear their voice on a bachata or a dembow. We've seen also on a dembow, which sounds crazy, but it sounds legit.
Oh yeah, like the typical with Drake. Yeah. Man, that thing was crazy. Yeah. That thing was crazy.
Yeah.
And then
I want to know how they get that. Yeah.
So, if I'm understanding how it works, the AI can essentially, ChatGPT can essentially look into a database, right? This is how it works. It has a database, and then from that database, that's where it gives you the information from.
No, but the voice.
The voice, same thing. The database. So, you know, the database includes videos, songs, all that type of stuff. So you can say, you know, make me a song with Drake's voice, and then it will essentially mimic the frequency of his voice, and then put it into a song with the words that, you know, that you input or whatnot.
Yeah, put me on the bachata.
Yo,
man.
facts.
Someone out there to see if I sound like Romeo.
Oh man, oh man, here we go again.
Nah. So the thing with this, how can I say this? I'm curious if it's gonna impact artists or content creators because, or even businesses, because people pay. How can I explain it? People pay for their services or the audio or the voice of a figure to be, like, for instance, say I have I don't know, some company or whatever, right? Some brand, and I want to pay Drake to mention my brand. I don't have to pay him anymore. I could just get a AI, you know, generated voiceover of Drake's voice.
That's true.
And use it. But then, you know, then again, you know, there's going to be legal troubles, you know, potential copyrights or whatever. But I feel like this is something that potential radio shows may use, you know, normally be like, oh, you're listening to, oh, hey, shout out, this is Drake, you know, I'm listening to the, you know, like that.
Right.
That whole voiceover thing. So I feel like people may use it to an advantage, but it may be a disadvantage to people that make money from their voice. For instance, like you said, Drake or whatever.
Like an artist.
Also, future collabs. You could get a collab with an artist now with AI. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of legal troubles behind that, but you could use it to try it.
Oh, yeah. Guess, you could... Man, that is crazy. Or even let's say if you're an artist and you said, hey, I don't feel like going to the studio, but I need to put out a song. All right, let me go on my computer. Take 15 minutes to come up with a whole song. Let AI record it for me.
But what I was gonna say is, say, you know, you've been doing music forever, and you know you're not. You know, Drake is not reachable to you.
Exactly.
You could always mess around with it and just be like, oh, look, you know, this is what Drake would sound like with me or whatever, you know, just play with it, you know? So I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying it's there now for people.
You can use as an inspiration.
Or an inspiration.
Or you can even, you know, you never know. Like you can come up with it. Do you verse, have the AI Drake on, you know, whatever artist, and then you send it to them. It's like, hey, yo, I did this with AI. I think this will go high if we work together. Or give me a shot. You know, you can use it in a smart way.
Oh, you know, also it could be an advantage, which is dope about technology, but the evolution of technology. But potential artists that may have passed away.
Yes.
You may be able to do some AI album, but I mean, you know, it's not going to be authentic because you won't have the lyrics that person would come up with. So,
no, I agree. I agree. You know, and that's
think about concerts and stuff like that too.
That's
you know, holograms are a big thing now as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you brought that up, because I don't know if you remember, this was probably like 2012, between 2012 and 2015. I don't know if you remember, they did a tribute concert to Tupac, and they had a hologram of him actually performing.
Yeah.
So I feel like now with like AI, like you say, it will be easier to kind of like mimic those the sound of an artist that passed away. But I will also see that will be easier once AI can actually, let's say, generate a whole video. It will be easier to bring essentially uh, bring that person into like modern day entertainment.
Yeah. Um. So, would you say you're pro AI or against AI?
I would say
Pro or anti AI?
I would say like I'm in the middle, honestly, because it could be a very helpful thing as long as you're using it right, of course. And then the other side of me is like, I see some sketchy people that can do some sketchy stuff with this thing. So I would say it's like taking it with a grain of salt. Like even going back to an artist, let's say somebody really wants to start ripping people off, they can be like, "Oh yeah, I work with such and such artists. You know, let me send you something for a feature," and they can claim that they have an artist on the record, sell it to you for because features they're not cheap, you know, especially when you're looking at people like Drake. Where they charge like hundreds of thousands of dollars for a feature, you know, and then they come up to you. It's like, give me 5,000. I got you. I put Drake on a song with you, and the whole time you didn't even have a song with Drake. It's all AI generated. So that's why I'm I'm kind of like in between because the people that use it right are going to benefit, and then the people that are going to use it the wrong way or do some sketchy stuff with it, they're gonna rip they're gonna rip a lot of people off. That's how I see it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'd say I'm in between as well, but more against it. But I have heard people that I have had conversations with that have told me that it has helped them tremendously and has helped their business or whatever they're
Yes.
doing. And
Yes.
current, it has helped them a lot. And like they always said, I mean, AI has been around a lot.
Oh
It's just
yeah.
getting better. And it's improving, and there's better tools that are more reachable
Mm-hmm.
now for the common person. But I would say I'm against it in a way because I feel that it is eventually gonna make people lose their creativity,
Yes.
and
Yes.
people are not gonna be as hungry. People are not gonna be as creative. I feel like people are gonna get lazy with AI. You already see it, with the freaking essays, that
Mm-hmm.
you could write with AI or Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my main concern is the future of it and how it can impact people's creativity. Now we should see how it's going to work, but I'd say like you said in the past, I think it's good when you want to use it as
As a
a
resource,
tool
yeah.
or a resource. But when you truly rely on it and the work that you put in out just comes from that, and you didn't put no input, then I feel like that could be where it can become a problem.
Yeah, no.
In my
I
opinion.
agree because let's say, if you with AI, anybody can become a content creator now because you can tell AI, hey, make me this and this. And I feel like it would especially for the people, the other content creators that have put years into the craft of being a content creator. Those are the people that mainly like kind of like, okay, maybe this thing shouldn't be out there. That's one of the reasons. But then again, if you use it properly, you can use it as a tool. You could use it as a way to enhance what you're doing already.
Right.
And who knows? We
Um.
might use it for in-person
Oh,
videos.
no! Look! This is a perfect example. I recently watched Fast and Furious, the 10 or whatever. Yeah,
10X.
and I'm not gonna give any
I
spoilers.
haven't watched
But
it. Yeah.
yeah, but they do use it and they've used it in the past with Paul Walker, and his brother.
CGI, yep.
So it's been around. Yeah, exactly. So you do see it, and like you said, music, movies, a lot of things. But my main concern is that I feel like it eventually is gonna take away jobs, for many ways.
I see that happening. Yeah. I feel like that would be the downside of it, because now let's say you can eliminate, let's say if you have a company or like a news company, you can now once AI is fully optimized, you can have AI writing in real time. It probably takes it like 10 seconds to browse through the whole internet and then come out with an input. I feel like once it gets fully optimized to a full capability, I feel that's when I see some people losing jobs, because it's cheaper to use run AI. But then again, on the other end, I feel like it will bring more jobs, because now you need people that will need to monitor the AI machine, make sure that the wrong information is not being fed into it. You will need more coders. You will need more people with this on the security aspect of things, cybersecurity. So I would say it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, win-win, lose-lose.
Yeah. But some people are going to lose jobs, and then they will have to transition into something else where they can actually have a job. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just think it's scary. Like for instance, I think there was a controversy with the Snapchat one where for instance, you could have your location off, right? Like on your settings. But like if you ask that Snapchat, where am I or something, it tells you exactly where you at. Or if you be like, can you order me a pizza or something? They'd be like, oh yeah, this is the closest pizza nearby. Like, so it kind of exposed Snapchat in a way, showing that your location is not truly hidden. So there's cases where this AI stuff could be scary. For instance, you could talk to that AI friend thing, whatever you want to call it, and they give you answers immediately. They could tell you, about whatever. Yeah, and it's it's creepy, man, in a way. But I asked it if it knew, the Vibras, the podcast, and they said it didn't. So me and them have beef.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that, man. Y'all gotta update y'all databases. My only concern with that, especially with the Snapchat one, I feel like a lot of people are gonna lose kind of like the person-to-person connection, just because they can talk to an AI that's going to give them, responses real quick, versus, testing a friend or something like that. I would say that would be one of my.
You're not going to text that thing personal stuff, though.
I mean, you never know. There's people that rather, just probably talk to an AI than talk to an actual person. And they completely kind of like separate themselves.
But if you genuinely think about it, bro, now that I think about it, it really has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Because if you think about when you contact support for many companies or whatever, you're talking to a generated, person, and it gives you answers to what you ask. This is just now to like the fifth power, where it tells you even more. You know what I mean? So
now we're seeing essentially more of a consumer level access to AI. Because AI been, if I'm being, I think AI been around for decades. It's just now is where it's more commercially available, where everyday people can gain access to it.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, because
not for sure, but Nah, I was gonna say really quick. Last thing I wanted to touch on, or last thing I wanted to hear was, what are your future expectations for AI, and do you see it harming society, or do you see it being more of like a plus for society, like in helping in ways that we wouldn't expect it to help us?
As long as it's being used properly and regulations are set in place, and I think the CEO of ChatGPT actually presented, told the government, hey, this thing is amazing, but we need regulations with this thing. We don't want we don't want it telling people the wrong thing. Like, as long as it's being regulated and being used properly, it could be a plus. And I see AI potentially making trillionaires.
Mm-hmm. Well, think about it. Now that I think about this, man, the world, I don't know how to say it, but things have been in our faces for the longest. And until they like are clear as day in our face, we don't see them. Like AI, like that voice, the conversation person, whatever you want to call it, like we said earlier, has always been in our face.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you mentioned Siri.
Yep.
Then from Siri, you transition to
Alexa. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's these things that you have slowly, like,
they've been slowly
you, cool.
feeding it to us.
Slowly, and yeah, exactly. And like, and we rely on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, we really like. It's sad, but we really are like these like puppets, exactly. Man. Like it's crazy.
If you're thinking about it, yeah. And and like I said, once the AI reaches its full potential, man, if you have a smart house, eventually everybody's going to have their own AI. That's how I see it. You can literally sit at home and ask the thing through like your Alexa or like the Google Nest and the Apple HomePods. You can talk to AI all day and get instant feed. I don't know. There might be things like you said, some people are going to lose jobs. Like, let's say like I don't know, maybe customer service reps may be at risk.
Yeah, for sure. Call
centers, they're going to be gone. They're eradicated.
Yeah.
Eradicated. Yeah. Maybe even accountants.
Well, because they show you.
Yeah.
Well, with the cost, they even show you. Like, if there's no one available, it tries to talk you
exactly
out of the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It tries to give you an answer through them before they even get you to a person. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to limit your access to another person.
And I was watching this video. I forgot the guy's name, but if you look at it, AI is going to replace a lot of white collar jobs rather than blue collar jobs. And your blue collar jobs will be like your trades, like plumbing, electricians, stuff like that. Those will be the jobs that are going to be oversaturated, I would say, in the next 10 years. And like, right. I don't know, we probably will need a lawyer still because, but some people are saying even doctors might be at risk. But I don't know if you can really have a machine be a doctor. But that's how I see it. Like, but then again, like I said, it's a double-edged sword because let's say a financial advisor. Let's say we replace financial advisor completely with AI. If somebody gets, is smart enough, they can hack the AI, and now a lot of people are going to lose their money.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we've seen a lot. Like we've seen a lot. Even like now when stores, like a lot of people are doing the self checkouts, or a lot of stores are doing self checkout. Self checkout is
essentially
AI type of sort of thing. Yeah. You're paying by. So, bro, a lot of this stuff is crazy, and it makes you think so many things. Like, damn, was this placed in the world for this? Like, was the pandemic a thing to transition us into AI? Because self checkout became more of a thing.
Yeah.
When I'm saying?
It was a thing, but then it became.
And we relied more on technology when the pandemic came around.
Yes.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those conspiracy theorist people, but it does make you think. It really does.
It really does. I mean, like I said, I feel it would do good things, but it just has to be used appropriately and used the right way. Yeah. But speaking of like, checkouts and all that, I think there's a restaurant around here. I know for sure there's some in like Japan, China. There's restaurants that have a robot that come to you.
The robot server. Yeah.
Like it's
crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, we're in the future, man.
We are in the future.
It's happening.
Well, the next thing is flying cars.
Local Denny's was happening. I don't think the flying cars will ever happen, bro. But the Denny's have like the robotic. So yeah, I feel like the jobs can be at risk with the evolution of AI. I could see it happening. Potential people that deal with packages and all of those cashiers, all of this. We're gonna see. But like you say, it always opens up the opportunities for more jobs in other areas as well. So we'll see where that goes. But let us know in the comments how you feel about AI. Are you pro AI or anti AI? Also let us know what are your expectations of it? Do you use it? Will you use it? And yeah, let us know. This is I'd say more interesting episode. Yeah. But we're trying to give you guys something different perspectives on every episode. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 2 of season 4, the Vibras podcast. Remember to hit that like button, comment down something positive, and as always, remember to subscribe.
And let's vibe.
Peace.
Amor y paz.
Peace.
Hablamos el martes.